Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Haziq bin Azman from class 1 BME 4. So I will explain and teach one of the topic in engineering mathematics, which is chapter 3 geometry, and the topic is distance and perpendicular distance. So for the distance, as usual, it involves 2 points or more. But here I give example. As you can see, it involves 2 points A and B. A we take it as x1 and y1, B x2 and y2. And as usual, y axis, x axis. So here the information you can get this one. We can y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. The distance between the point A, x1, y1 and B, x2, y2 in the plane is we can get the answer by using this formula, modulus distance AB equals to square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, here's the example, one of the question that might come up, but the simple one. which of the point P, which is the coordinate 1, -2, or Q 8 and 9 is closer to the point A 5, coordinate 5 and 3. By the distance, we use the previous formula that we have learned and put all the data that we can get from the equations and use the formula like here. Distance PA is equals to square root of 5 minus 1 squared plus 3 minus -2 squared equals to 41, and distance for QA equals to square root of 5 minus 8 squared plus 3 minus 9 squared equals to 45. Based on the answer, we can know which one is much closer to the point A. So they show that distance PA is smaller than distance QA. So as we can conclude, P is closer to A. When we use the formula and after we can get all the data, we can answer the question correctly. So next topic is perpendicular distance. The perpendicular distance of PHK and the line AX plus BY plus C equals to 0 is we can get by using this formula. D equals to modulus AH plus BK plus C divided by Z or square root of A squared plus B squared. It usually involve a straight line and also a 90 degrees line. P coordinates HK and so AX plus BY plus C equals to 0. So here's the example questions. Find the perpendicular distance of the point 10, -2 from the line 3x plus 4y minus 7 equals to 0. Less the perpendicular distance by D. After we analyze the questions, we can get the data and we come up the data outside so we can make it more clear, as you can see here, where from the formula, which is A equals to 3 D equals to 4 from the equation, C equals to -7, H equals to 10, and K equals to -2. When we have the data, we just use the formula and we can get the answer. So the distance is 3 multiplied by 10 plus 4 multiplied by -2 plus -7 divided by square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared. So we can use manually or by using calculator, and we can get distance equals to 3. Therefore the perpendicular distance is 3. And for after this, so this is conclude. We can get both the straight line and straight line distance, also perpendicular distance, by using both formula that I've given before. So that's all for me. Thank you, and hope we can apply in future question when we get. Thank you.
Okay. Just now my friend has been explained to you about how to find the distance and the perpendicular distance. Now I am going to explain to you how to find the midpoint in a straight line. The, the midpoint is the halfway between two given points. Just average the x values and the y values. First, we are going to know the formula of the midpoint. The midpoint formula is the following: x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now we are going to see the example. Find the midpoint between the midpoint -1, 2, and 3, -6. We just substitute this point into the formula, which is x1 plus x2, that is 3 and -1, plus, and then divide by 2. And then for the y-axis, y2 is -6 and y1 is 2. Just plus it and divide by 2, and then we we can get the midpoint of the line. Okay. On the second example, I am going to explain to you how to find the unknown, which is P. We just know the midpoint, but we do not know the unknown. Such as in this example, the unknown is P, which is x1. So it is easy. We just substitute the information that we know into the formula, such as this, and then P minus 1 divided by 2 just equal to -2, which is for the x-axis only. And then after transferring the number to the right hand side, we get P equal to -3. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to explain to you how to find a gradient in a straight line. Firstly, we must need to know the equation of the straight line, which is y equal to mx plus c or plus b. Y stands for the y-axis, while the m stands for gradient, which is that is we want to find. B stands for the y-intercept, while x stands for the x-axis. The gradient, or also called the slope, of a straight line shows how steep a straight line is. This is the method to calculate the gradient. To find the gradient, which is m, we need to divide the changes that occur in the y-axis divided by the changes that occur in the x-axis. For example, For this straight line, the it has the 3 units of the y-axis and the 3 units of the x-axis. We just need to divide them, and then the gradient that we got is 1. If the on the y-axis is greater than the x-axis, the gradient will become larger or steeper. Now I want to explain to you about the negative gradient. Negative gradient occur when the for the negative gradient, that line goes down as you move along, so it has a negative gradient. Compared to the positive gradient, as we move along, it goes up, while for the negative gradient, it goes down. For this example, it has negative value and on the y-axis and positive value on the x-axis. So when we divide it, we get the negative gradient. Now I'm going to explain to you how straight across occur. Straight across occur when the value of the y-axis we got is 0. So when we substitute the y value that is 0 divided by 5, so we got the gradient is 0. Next, when the y-axis is 0, when we substitute the value of, so when the value of the x-axis that we got is 0, so the gradient that we got is term that is undefined. Okay, thank you. That's all for me.
Assalamualaikum. I am Muhammad Muhyiddin, and today I'm going to explain what equation of straight line. Equation straight line. The main important thing to the equation of straight line is we must get the y, y1, and x and x1, where the y is the second point from the coordinate and y1 is the first point, whereas x is the second point for the coordinate and x1 is the first point, and m is the gradient of the slope. This is the main equation for a straight line. Okay, this is an example for a straight line. When we get through the example, right? Find the equation of a straight line joining A to 8 and B 5 to 10. Let we assume the x1 is 2, y1 is 8, x2 is 5, and y2 is 10. From the equation, we just substitute the numbers into the equation, we will get the gradient, right? So from here we can see that the gradient is 1 over 2. Right, this is the basic equation of a straight line, which is y equal to mx plus c. C is the y-intercept of the line, right? In this case, the y-intercept is b. Okay, find the equation of a straight line with gradient 3, which passes through the y-intercept, right? From this example, we want to find the equation that must be generated from the data given. Right. The general equation of the line is y equal to mx plus c, where the gradient is 3, b or y-intercept is 10. Then we just substitute into the equation. Therefore, the equation of the straight line is y equal to 3x plus 10. Okay. Parallel line. Two non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if they have the same gradient, where m1 equal to m2. Gradient of the first line is same as the second line. Okay. The straight line joining the point A and C to the point B 5, 10 is parallel to the straight line joining the point B to the point C negative 3, 2. Calculate the value of A. Alright, from the data given, we will get the x1, x2, y1, y2. Just substitute into the formula earlier, and we will get the gradient for AB is 5 over 4 over 5 minus A. The gradient for BC is 1. Therefore, M1 equal to M2. We just substitute 4 over 5 minus A equal to 1, and we will get A, which is 1. Right, perpendicular lines. Two lines with slope M1 and M2 are perpendicular if and only if M1, M2 equal to negative 1. This is the explanation or equation from the statement above. As we can see, if we get this M1 together with the M2, we will get negative 1. Right, to make it clear, let's redo some calculation or equation. Okay. The straight line joining the point P57 to the point Q9 negative 1 is perpendicular. Here, perpendicular. The straight line joining the point Q to the point R unknown 2. Calculate the value of R. Alright. From the question, we already know that it is a perpendicular line. So we just use the earlier equation, which is M PQ equal to negative 1 over MQR, or we can get MQR together with MPQ and we will get negative 1. Right? We just substitute from the equation or data. First, we must find the gradient of PQ and the gradient of QR. Alright? Then we just substitute the value and we get R equal to 15. But we must do it step by step, otherwise we will never get the answer, or we will get it wrong. Okay, this is a very easy way to get the answer. Right, thank you. That's all for my explanation for the equation of straight line.